Exactly.
I was like, should we go tell someone? Like,
No, just leave the POW in there. Let them be confused.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at the Beetles this year, and
I'm ready now.
I saw. I actually saw a Super Beetle in the show, and
Right,
it was totally.
yeah, right.
I went there, I looked at it, and it said 1964 Beetle.
Yep.
And I'm looking at it, I'm like, that is
Yeah,
a
they didn't
canted windshield
they-
and a long front end.
Oh, it even was a round windshield super,
Yeah.
so it was
Oh,
even newer.
it was like
Hello
a
and welcome
78.
to the Carbitrage podcast, episode 125. I am Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Sinitsky.
Yes, that's me. I'm
Hello,
Ryan.
sir. And Jenna.
hey,
And also
Other
we have
Ryan.
Ryan Rask.
Hi.
Hi.
He's one of
he's
the
an avid
approved.
podcast listener, so
Yes.
He's
and
one of
because
the
happen to be.
approved.
Because I sit in my truck all day and
Well,
have
yeah, we're
nothing better
gonna
to do.
get to that. All right. Jeez. Let me start off.
He is also one of the few people that have the name Ryan that are approved for the use of the name Ryan. By
Well,
the Ryan
yeah, it's 'cause
Thank
Council.
you, I
He's
appreciate
not
that.
a terrible person. I'm scrolling
Not
this
usually.
ahead just so we know for the future. But I want to talk first of all about.
1 second. I'm off camera.
Well, okay, then I'm gonna have to get a second one. So
Yep.
just lean in, because I also am going to have to.
We should just get a fisheye lens.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Okay.
I spent too much
like
money on the
90s
show as it
skate
is.
kids.
For beer, I'm drinking a something or other Bauhaus. It's good.
I have a
Pilsner.
Stargazer. It's really good. This is actually my favorite Bauhaus. So
Ryan has water.
I have Market
Jen
Pantry
has water.
Water
Purchased from
Enthusiast
a
Club on
Target?
Facebook.
I had to leave that group. It was a little too much for me. Head on over to patreon.com/carbitrage if you'd like to directly support the content creators. That is us. As a content consumer, that is you. All right. So, Ryan, we have a series of standardized guest questions, which you are well aware of at this point.
I am familiar.
I put them up on the screen, the newly functioning screen. Hopefully it stays
Yep.
this way.
yeah.
So, yeah, why don't you just, I'm not even going to start you with the prompts. Why don't you just go
Who
ahead.
are you?
Yeah.
My name is Ryan Rask.
Cool. Hi, Ryan Rask.
You're a truck driver, aren't you?
I am. Yes, I drive truck. I haul boats.
Cool.
All boats.
Yep. I don't know. I
That's
kind
a
of
very Minnesotan career.
boats. Yes.
Boats?
Boats.
You hauling them
fishing
with
boats.
fishing
Yeah.
boats
All
with your
fishing
Oh, you
boats.
betcha. Oh yeah.
jeez.
A semi-truck full of fishing boats.
Yep. But I kind of, my dad is a muscle car guy, so I grew up in the muscle car world as far as car stuff goes.
Okay.
And then in high school, I got into Volkswagens,
Oh, God.
water-cooled Volkswagens, and because my dad was kind of an air-cooled guy too, so I got into water-cooled Volkswagens in high school.
Did
and
he
then,
disown you, or no, you good?
No, he was fine.
Okay,
No,
well, that's good.
it's actually probably really good for your bonding time. All those times he had to go pick you up off the
This
side
is
of the road.
yeah. So the last time my Mark 1 broke, he's like, "This is the last time, right?" I was like, "Yeah."
That car
And
is
when
broken so
yeah.
many times.
I've put 2 or 3 motors in that thing now.
That's a 1.6 IDI?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep,
diesel?
NA. Yep. Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So I bought that car
How
when I
have
was
you blown
21.
those up?
I don't know. I've also blown up a Pontiac or a Oldsmobile 3800.
Well, that's,
In-
yeah,
in-
you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes some
Wait.
doing.
Before the
cool.
before the 4T60E blew up,
This is correct.
I gotta
That's
pull a
shocking.
Tucker here. It's a 4T65E on those.
is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a '99 Grand Prix GT. That was my high school car.
Gross.
I have a question. This
Gross.
actually pertains to my
my
immediate
God,
life
Ryan.
off of the podcast. Does the 4T60E and the 4T65E still have the same stud on the shift house, the shift linkage?
Yeah, they're the same externally and everything.
Okay, cool.
Just different clutch packs and stuff inside.
I have a customer at work that brought me the world's cleanest 86 Oldsmobile 98.
That would be a 60.
Yeah, but since it was a C body,
Oh, gross.
and not a W body, there's no forums in the world
Yep.
for that car.
Yep.
And I was trying to figure everything out. Anyway, I have to go to the junkyard and pull this part out because nobody will sell me just that part. I have to buy an entire transmission.
Oh,
Yep.
I hate
Over
that
a
kind of part.
$5.
I run into that all the time with
Yep.
swaps. Like, I need this clip that holds this pressure fit line in. I'm like,
Right.
oh, yeah, sorry, I got to buy the line.
I almost, because I really hate Abco Fridley, I almost
I like
bought.
that yard.
They're dicks on the phone, and they have the
Yeah,
worst
but they have
customer
like
service.
$200 LSs that are already
That's true.
pulled.
But they have really terrible customer service. They're
Oh,
awful
yeah.
across the board.
It's terrible.
Like,
I agree.
Terrible for a junkyard,
But I've
which
never
is like
bought
particularly
like
bad.
a dud part from them. The parts have
I've
always
bought
been
them all
okay.
the time.
Okay.
All the time they're bad. But anyway, I was thinking about just buying a transmission, taking that part off, putting the broken one on, and then returning the tranny and
Yep.
sending the customer back out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if it's a crappy company like that, I lose no sleep over things like that. So that would be just fine. So
Anyway,
okay,
sorry
you
for
mentioned
derailing.
you mentioned a Mark 1 with
Yep.
the 1.6.
So I bought
Do you
that-
still have that?
Yeah, I was 21 when I bought that, so it was like 6 years ago I bought that thing.
You've been trying to sell that for
I
about
pulled
7
the
years.
I pulled the ad off.
So it's like me and Brexit.
Yep. So
He's
yeah,
had it for 6 years. He's been
yep.
selling it for
When
7.
I bought it, it had race lines on it already, but it still
Oh.
had the stock tires on it.
Sweet.
So the tiny little 155/55s or whatever they are.
Sweet.
Hey, Mike. Duck Dynasty's looking at
And
your
then
car outside.
I blew that first motor. The
cents left.
timing belt stretched because I avoided putting that off.
Those weren't. And that must have been an old belt then, because those things have been Kevlar reinforced for a long time.
Yeah, it was like just to the point where it broke number 1 exhaust valve off and
Off?
shoved. It broke. It
Off the.
Like it snapped it off
yeah,
the stem
it's
or
sna-
whatever.
This is
snapped it
correct.
off the
Yeah,
stem.
yeah.
Wow.
I got a picture somewhere. It shoved it up into the head,
Cool.
and then so I put another motor.
Valves
in it.
are optional.
Yep, I put another motor in it, and then that one apparently was rebuilt, but
I have a question.
Pills.
Where in the head did it get shoved up into? Was it kind of like out
it
of
was
the way?
it was right in between the valves
Oh,
seats.
so
it
it-
was
it
right
was-
in between the valve
Oh,
I'd
seats.
say
jeez.
if it was kind of out of the way, you could probably just mill it so it's got a smooth bore to it, and then just kind of weld
Just run
around
as a
it.
3-cylinder. Yeah,
Well, no,
that'd
you
be
could
fine
just
too.
you could just weld it in and then like clear where the valve seats
Yeah.
are, and then you have a higher compression cylinder.
Well, it's
just
already
one
it's
cylinder.
already perfectly flat because those are IDI, so it
Yeah.
has the
Pre-chamber and
Yeah, it
the-
has the
and the
pre-chamber.
piston.
So
Oh, okay.
so the second engine that I put in it, or the first engine that I put in it
Right.
was that
Which,
was what- that,
In the car's defense, it probably wasn't the
Right.
second engine.
right right.
It
Likely
probably
the
already
12th.
the third or more.
So that was what happened on this apparent rebuilt engine was the pre-chamber fell apart.
How?
How?
I have no idea.
So like it just like cracked in the piston and just sort of.
Yeah, it cracked and rattled around, and then yeah,
But
completely.
that's part of a cast aluminum piston.
can
like-
no, the pre-chamber is in the head, so it's
Can I just mention that on the Honda CVCC, those pre-chambers, with the exception of carbon fouling, are exceptionally reliable.
yep.
Yeah.
So
I'll talk to Josh from JDM Legends about that when I meet him at
talk-
JCCS.
Talk about IDI Volkswagen diesels to him.
Yeah, we'll talk about
alright.
IDI versus CVCC.
Cool.
I'm thinking it's probably like the 7 old IDI Fords where it's this little thing
Yeah,
that's
the old 7.3.
it's
Yeah.
it's pushed it's this pressed in
in.
piece into the head.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can even get them pieces anymore. But
Them
so
Them
so,
pieces.
Yep.
Yeehaw, cowboy.
Them their pieces.
Yee yee. Ugh.
Yep. So that fell apart, and then this last motor.
You see, as a truck driver, Ryan spends excessive quantities of time in far northwestern Minnesota.
And Canada.
Canadia. It's pronounced Canadia.
That's where I'm going next. Is Canada.
Canadia? Wow.
Gonna taking some boats up there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, real good.
Oh
now.
yeah. You betcha.
Cool.
Everybody I know, with the exception of me and you, is up at Chris Lee's cabin right now.
I don't know who that is.
One of Chase's friends.
Cool.
And I could tell that Chase was drunk last night because he had a Facebook post about how much he loves Limp Bizkit. And it only happens when he's drunk.
Oh no.
But anyway, they're up north. That reminded me of that.
I was gonna say that's a hell of a tangent. But
Yeah.
I guess
A
we're
little
good at
bit.
that.
A little bit.
That's part of the Carbitrage logo.
Yeah.
It's the pink. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Cool. So you have that still. What
Yep.
else do you have?
So yeah, that car is sitting in the weeds at my parents' waiting to hopefully get a
that's fine.
TDI put in it. So
Okay.
Haley's been talking to Chad at SCI about having him do a TDI swap.
If I ever have any TDIs that blow a turbo, but the engine's still good,
Yes.
I'll keep you in mind.
Yeah, that'd be awesome because that'd be a sweet swap.
PLH should be good.
Yeah, because Scott has that one in his caddy, and that thing is a beast. It's like pretty much stock, and it
Yeah.
spins the tires up to like 60 miles.
Of course it does. Those things weigh like 1,600
And
pounds.
he has the 155 13s on it too. So
Oh,
yeah.
13-inch tires are hard to find.
yep.
In your Mark 1,
Yep.
are your engine mounts exceptionally hard, and does it rattle the entire car?
Yeah, especially since it's a diesel.
Okay.
Yep. So if
Yeah.
you turn the idle up a little bit, it helps.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
But yeah, those diesels are really rattly.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
extremely.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
old IDI diesels.
Yeah,
They do
and
that.
they have a balance shaft and all this kind of weird
How
stuff.
is it
and
that rattly still?
I don't know.
Because
Volkswagen engineering.
Janet, do you
Well,
remember
and-
Bill's green truck?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
terrible.
it was the same engine as Ryan's Golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I much prefer the Mercedes diesel.
A little bit more.
Triggs.
Yeah, the
Triggs
OM
diesel is a lot
Well, he
better.
has a 617. That's it's definitely better.
So apparently Triggs' alternator has been broken for the last 2 months, and he hasn't noticed.
If he doesn't run the lights, then it's fine.
He just drives during the daytime with that car, and he hasn't had he's only had to jump the battery once. He had to charge it overnight once. But
Yeah.
I had an alternator fail one time coming back up from Renaissance Festival, headed back up to St. Cloud, and the headlights would dim. I would push the clutch in, rev the car up, headlights would stay bright for a little bit.
So the brushes were failing, we'll say.
This is correct. Yep. So it was funny because my buddy's dad joked that he would have the trailer ready to pick us up on the way home. So we called him and said, "Hey, can you come and pick us up down in the cities?"
so
So we didn't shut the car off because we didn't know if we would get it started. So we
Yeah.
sat in like a Target parking lot for an hour waiting for him to show up.
Yeah.
And then just drove the car up on the trailer, strapped her down, and home we went.
All right.
so, other than your Mark One,
Yep.
Yeah, your
What el-
terrible
what-
Volkswagen. Do you have
what
anything
what
else?
else do you own? 'Cause
So right now,
that's obviously not
Did
your
you
daily.
walk here?
no. So between my wife and I, we have quite a few vehicles. So today here I got a 2015 Yamaha Bolt motorcycle. It's
Cool.
a C-spec, so it's like the cafe one. Got loud exhaust and stuff on it. I'm not quite a Harley guy, but I wish I was.
No, you don't.
Yep.
No, you don't.
And
No, you
then-
don't.
No,
Nope.
you can't say that on this podcast.
So, all right. So this is the thing. This is a actual conversation I had with my boss. He took his Harley Davidson to the Harley Davidson dealership and came back with a different one because I just saw him walk in and he just laid
Yep.
on the ground.
That's
and
the way it goes
They
at a
just
Harley
sold him
dealer.
another one. Anyway, he was talking about how much he loves his new engine. And the engine's like a 1.2 liter, and it makes
Yeah, the
100
new-
horsepower.
Yeah,
Well, that's
the
really
new
good.
one, the Milwaukee 8.
Yeah,
Well,
the
mine,
Milwaukee, that's what it is. But
mine-
anyway, so I said to him, everybody else
wow,
like
those
rides.
make like 40 horsepower.
Well, no, everybody else rides Triumphs and Hondas and
Right.
stuff at the shop, and I'm like trying to be supportive to Bill, and inadvertently, I think I might have insulted him because I said, "Oh wow, 100 horsepower of a 1.2 liter. That's like the same power to weight ratio as like a 1987 Ford Escort."
Yep.
Thinking of like a Ford Escort GT, I'm like, that's actually a cool car.
Yep.
And apparently, I'm the only person that thinks that. And Bill goes, "No, it's really, really quick." And I'm like, I wasn't doubting that. Everybody else like kind of laughed.
Well,
I'm like,
because it's a torque monster.
yeah, I'm like, oh
Harleys
god.
are really slow.
Yeah, no,
I'm always stunned at how
they're
slow
stunningly
they are when
slow.
I race
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
yeah. He double clutched second and drove away at a normal speed.
Racing them
after
with the
that.
Vespa is one of my favorite pastimes.
But
Hell yeah.
yeah, I apparently I inadvertently insulted my
Whatever,
boss, 'cause
it's
I'm the
fine.
only person that thinks that the Ford Escort's a cool car.
I think
so-
the GT was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, I had
the
a,
GT
I
was
had a
really
buddy in high
rad
school
car.
that had one.
Yeah,
and
they're cool.
We
Yeah.
jumped that car very many times.
See?
Good, allegedly.
Yes.
Everybody
allegedly,
that-
allegedly.
Everybody that snarked at my inadvertently rude comment, that is a cool car. and that's-
Inadvertently, my foot.
that is a car.
Deliberate.
That was not deliberate. I love that car. If I
know,
ever
I know,
found
I know,
a
I know.
clean Ford Escort GT,
Yep.
I would buy it.
Yep.
I'm gonna move this a little more just so you can be in it there. There you go, Ryan.
I'm a lot more animated than you are, so it'd probably just like stick a hand wave.
Yeah, I'm just like just a pasty ghost sitting over here, so don't worry about it.
Same.
Okay, so great many cars. You got a dodgy motorcycle. You've got a
Yep.
clapped out Mark One. What else?
Yep. So
Truck.
my wife Haley, she has a Frontier, which is not a 6-speed like you thought it was.
I thought it was.
No, it's an automatic.
No,
Are you
it's
shitting me?
6-speed. It's a 6-speed.
She told me it was a
she's-
manual.
6-speed.
No, she was looking at manual things, and then she bought an automatic
I
Frontier.
really hate that thing.
Yep. It's fine. It's
How
reliable.
much cheaper was it than a manual?
I don't know. This thing was like very cheap, and she bought it. That was when she was working at Maury's, and she bought it from their Nissan dealer. So hopefully even more cheap. And then we have, so she has that, and then we have a 1987 Ford Econoline with the 6.9. It's a 1-ton. It looks like the ambulance from Cannonball Run.
Yes. I love that van. I'm so happy you still have that.
Yep. It might be for sale soon if anybody wants to buy it.
I
Ryan, no.
definitely do not.
I'll trade for your Mazda 5.
No.
Jam. Oh, okay. That got nixed.
Well, Daily Driver
Yep.
built in this millennium
Yep.
kicks that one out.
Yep. And then
That's such a stupid rule. I hate
No,
that
it's
rule.
not. It's a really good rule.
That's a bad rule.
good rule, Ryan. Move past it.
You know, my Mazda 5 is the only car I've ever made after the millennium.
You've made it?
Yeah. Like everything else was made
Yep.
like before even Clinton was elected. I've never had a car. I've had one car from the Clinton administration that was a parts car.
And then I've
Do you have
got
anything good?
yeah, we have a 2015 Mazda Miata Club.
I do like that.
Yes.
That's a very good car.
It is a very cool car.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
a retractable hardtop manual.
Correct. Yep. As it should be.
That is.
So
That's a
being
really good car.
being a truck driver and having a wife, how does that work? Does she come on the road with you, or?
She did like last year for a couple of weeks in between jobs, but no, usually so the way I do it usually is I leave on Sunday night and I'll get home on Thursday night or Friday.
Oh, so
So-
you still have
Right,
Friday
I'll
and
still have
Saturday.
weekends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So
So,
that's
like
good.
this week I got home on Thursday and then I'll leave out on Sunday night.
That's pretty good.
Fair enough.
Yep.
That's fair.
And do you have like
you make
set
good
routes
money.
or like areas you work with, or
no,
not really?
I kind of go all over
Or
the
have
country
you been everywhere, man?
pretty much.
Cool.
Yep.
What up? What kind of truck do you drive?
It's a 2020 Peterbilt 579. So it's got a Cummins ISX and an automatic.
That's all right.
Honestly,
No,
the only vehicle I've
but
ever
it-
driven where I wanted it to be an auto
Yeah.
was I drove a 45-foot diesel pusher with a 20-foot car trailer
Yeah.
on it. And I'm like, I can't even look at the gauges.
Right.
So
right.
busy,
Right.
so, yeah,
Right.
it was
Yeah.
so
but,
busy.
but
Yeah, I'm just
I-
like, but it's a crash or look at the gauges. I'm like, I'll drive.
It's like an Aston though because it's like a T56 with a robot on top of it basically.
Great. Is it actually an automated manual? It's
Yes,
not like
yeah,
a,
it's an auto shift.
really?
Most everything.
Is it a pre-select?
No, it's not. No, it's on the basically turn signal stock.
Sure.
I put it into the drive and
Okay.
then it's a 12-speed. Usually starts off. I'm usually super light because I'm hauling
Only
boats.
12. Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
my
Cummins ISX is powerful as all frick.
Yeah, this one's only like 4 1/4. It's not
Whatever.
super powerful,
Doesn't
but
matter. It's fine.
yeah, I'm
Fuel
not
efficiency, bruh.
right. Well, like our specialized guys, the guys that haul like that are like gross on like 120, 130,000 pulling big John Deere stuff.
Yeah.
Those guys, I think, all have higher horse motors and 13 speeds.
Tucker's gonna have a chub for this entire episode.
Yep. Hi,
So
Hi,
far-
Tucker.
So far, we've talked about semi trucks and we've talked about a lot of diesel stuff.
Can we talk about B-bodies too eventually?
Oh,
Yeah, we can.
We can
And
talk
then-
about Roadmaster panel wagons.
And then we
absolutely.
we talked about W bodies and C bodies.
Yep.
So yeah,
4T65s.
Yeah.
this is
Once
a
we talk
this
about
is-
toilet bowl injection and
this
like
is a
Ford
Tucker
Escapes.
episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't
Alright.
even have to cover news. We can just move that to the next one.
Just talking about Tucker stuff.
So is the NC Club your final vehicle in your fleet right now then?
I mean,
or-
I got a bunch of broken stuff at my parents that we won't.
Just list those quickly.
91 Firebird with the V6 and automatic.
Sick.
I guess my S10 technically isn't broken, but I have an 02 four-wheel drive S10.
I don't care.
Various broken motorcycles. Oh, I have a moped.
What kind of moped?
It's a Tomos Golden Bullet. I got
Ooh,
a pipe
that's
and
actually cool.
I got a pipe and cafe bars on it. Yeah, I really got to
Does
bring
that
it
run?
down to the cities. Yeah. Yep.
Dude, you should. Do you know TJ Bennett? Oh, he's a buddy of mine. He's like totally like fallen off the deep end into
Yeah.
moped world.
Oh yeah. I'm in the moped group. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
No, like that's the thing is like people buy a moped, like not a
Yeah.
necessarily like a moped, like
Yeah.
a Puka or
Yeah.
a Tomas.
An
Well,
actual
okay, so-
moped
so-
where it
so-
has
so
pedals.
here's-
Yeah, and then like it's just like a whole world. Like my friend Andy, the same thing happened to him.
Yeah.
Like every
Yeah.
time somebody considers a moped, I get really concerned that I'm never gonna see him again.
The only
So-
thing is, you mod one of those, it's the same price as modding a car.
Right.
I know, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
like-
like really cool because it's stupid.
Well, yeah, I guess.
So you sit on a scooter like a toilet. You sit on a moped like a motorcycle.
Yes, it's true. That's a good way
Yeah.
to put it.
Because even, if it has pedals, most definitely it's a moped. And then there's some weird ones that don't have pedals, but they
It's
basically
not
are
really
a
a
moped.
moped then, is it?
Well-
it's motor pedal.
But you sit on it like a motorcycle, not like a toilet. So
That's
that's
true.
kind of the distinguishing
Oh, I
thing.
do love my fast toilet, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Speedy,
I will make
squishy toilet.
I will make a point to get a seat that looks like a toilet bowl if I ever buy a Ruckus.
Yep.
Should
Yep.
put a toilet
Yep.
seat on the Vespa.
You
Hell
absolutely
yeah.
should.
And then
So
and then I also have a mini bike that has a Harbor Freight Predator 212 on
Hell
red one?
yeah!
it. What?
Did you build it or buy it?
I built it.
Hashtag
Okay,
build not
it's-
bought.
There's a guy that's got one and it
Yeah.
does it will just tip you over.
So mine has crazy gearing on it, and it also has no brakes. So it has a 12 tooth on the motor, on the clutch, and then
Okay.
it has a 72 tooth on the back. So the thing does like 35, and it'll pull the front wheel up at 35.
yeah, at that
It's been
ratio,
flipped
oh my
over a few
God.
times.
How are you still alive?
Yeah,
I was
I-
wrong on this thing.
Anyway, so cheeseburger. I can't read that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to cover it up.
Anyway,
I'm trying to fix
so
the time zone on this
I
computer.
think this is an obvious answer, but are you slow car fast or fast car slow?
Slow car fast.
Okay, cool. At least we weren't farting into the wind for the last
I mean,
20
yeah,
minutes.
you said that really in a slow kind of way, but yes, that's the
He's-
correct
I had
answer.
to make sure I was saying it correctly.
Well, we had one person that said fast car slow.
Yeah, I
and then that
recall
just
that.
No, he
Yeah.
said fast car fast. And
Oh,
I had to
sorry,
correct
fast car
him that
fast.
was not an
that was an
acceptable
option.
answer.
No, it's fast car slow.
Not an option. Traffic
Yeah.
is a thing.
And you
Tra-
kind of
Yeah.
already told us
Yeah.
what got you into the
Yeah,
car
I
community. You sound like your
mean-
dad and your family.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because my dad's dad was an instructor for General Motors, so he grew up. I like to say my dad.
You
was
a GM boy?
Yep.
All right.
My grandparents met in a Pontiac dealership. So
Rather
even
be
had a
Duramax than
Daewoo
coming or
TV,
stroking.
right?
what?
She even had Daewoo TV, right?
Oh yeah, Daewoo microwave. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
yep,
grandma
yeah,
was
that's
so
what I said.
hardcore GM. She had a Daewoo microwave.
I love that.
Dang, small town.
I feel like you should own a Daewoo.
Probably.
Like, you really should.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, get a Lanos or a
like
Nubira.
no, like a Nubria, like wagon.
Nubira, isn't it?
It's Nubria.
Is it Nubria?
Yeah.
Man, I've been looking at the spelling wrong all these years. A Lanos
It's
then.
all the names, if I'm not mistaken, they're all named after places in Africa, and they're
Yeah.
all 5 vowel.
Didn't
words.
we find like a $500 one of those on Craigslist like back in the beginning of Motor Cult?
I think I remember you guys
Oh,
talking
that
about
was
that. Yeah.
sweet.
But
Should've bought
I
that.
think a Nubria would be a great car. Like
Okay.
the
I'll keep
world's
my eye out for
cleanest
one.
Nubria wagon.
Yeah, but oh yeah, that'd be cool too. But like a Lanos hatch would be fun.
Yeah, and I'll lift it and put
oh,
a rough tent
me
on
and
it
Jana
stuff.
saw a super flawlessly rust-free, clean
Oh,
white
yeah.
Lano Sport.
We did.
Dang, that's
It
like
was-
that's like seeing a Yugo GVX.
Yeah, we were like,
Seriously, that was a really cool car.
Dude, you know what I saw the other day? Just like totally random, I forgot about it. Cadillac Catera.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
gross.
Like
Yeah,
I totally,
so-
it's an Opel Omega.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when those cars came out,
Yeah.
that's when SLP was in with, like real big with GM. Like they were doing they did all the SS conversions on the 4th gen Camaros and stuff. Mm-hmm. They put an LS1 in one.
Oh yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Well, it's a rear-wheel drive car.
They run a little hot. That
Wait,
engine,
wait,
that
hold
engine compartment is very
Time
small.
out. The Catera's rear-wheel drive?
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, yeah.
I always thought
and
that
I
they
believe
were front-wheel
it's
drive.
IRS and stuff. And
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
great
it's
cars. It was
shockingly similar to the GTO, late model GTO
yeah,
underneath.
yeah,
Are-
yeah.
We're not just lying to me to make me feel
No,
happy.
I'm-
they
I'm-
actually are rear wheel drive. Yeah,
Cadillac Catera is on my list of cars I want to buy.
and they look really good too.
I'm almost
Yeah,
sure.
they are.
No,
Wait,
no.
No.
No, 4L30, that's a longitudinal trans.
What?
That's the same trans.
Front engine rear-wheel
Yeah,
drive?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
they
God.
just use that.
Holy
Is it
shit.
transaxle?
No, this is the same trend they ran in 90s BMWs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I really want
Back
that
when
car now.
everybody used GM transmissions.
They still do.
All right,
the
so-
328X drives are
Oh,
still
funny.
they're 6L.
A
6L40,
a while
6L50s
back-
or something.
Hey guys, a while back we talked about the dumbest car to LS swap for a drag car, and that is it. And I
Yeah.
want it.
Yep.
They're really heavy.
Oh, they're extremely heavy.
Yeah.
They look cool though.
I don't
Oh wait,
care.
I have. This is working again. I can show people on the stream what we're
That's a
looking at.
Cadillac Catera.
That's a late Catera too, with the bar or whatever.
I love bar tail.
and the CTS is based on this as well, so you
Really?
can put a lot of first gen CTS-V stuff on these.
Ooh, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
I'm
The
actually.
big old brakes and stuff.
I
Yep.
really, really, really
All
want one
bolt
of
on
these.
for a Catera. Yeah, you could turn one of these into a CTS-V.
I just
without
I
too much
assumed
issue.
that they were front wheel drive.
No, I
No.
can see what you mean, but no, it's
mean,
Right,
it
so they
looks
look like
front-wheel
they would be, and
Yeah.
it was of the era.
That looks front wheel drive as hell.
it's a German power plant. What's the L81?
It's a V6.
Is
Yeah,
it
just a
4
3-liter.
valve or?
It's a Saab 9000 engine. It's a Saturn L series engine.
I just don't know if it's 4 cam or 1 cam.
It doesn't matter.
I was
It's a V6.
curious. Anyway, it's a GM L81 engine. I have no idea what that means, but
That's
I'm
really,
sure that
really,
they probably
really
put the
cool.
L67 of some variant
Why is
in them
everything
as well.
pink?
it has a cool intake thing. I don't actually know why it's pink.
That's weird.
That looks
I
like a
enjoy
crossfire.
it.
But
Oh my
anyway-
god, that is a fat pig.
Oh yeah, 3,800 pounds with a V6.
Ugh.
They weren't quick.
Well, you can probably just gut everything out because you're gonna have
You'd
to.
want to. The interior is not anything. Fun fact: I visited Europe in 1999 with my family. We had an Opel Omega rental car. I vomited in it. I vomited in one of
You
those.
have seat in a Cadillac Catera.
Yep. Perfect.
So
Ryan, next question. What are your favorite local car events
Yes.
and/or shows?
Well, being that I'm on the road during the week, this kind of complicates things. So I know you guys aren't a huge fan, but I'm a little. I volunteer at Cars and Coffee. Yep. So it's a good show.
That show used to be good. You're right.
We get a good variety of stuff still being
Cool.
a Mystic. And now we've
Did you get the people with cigarettes in their stomas?
no,
Going to
they
the
stay
slots?
inside.
No,
Oh,
you get
okay.
the meth-filled res cars.
But we've figured out the how to get the crap.
All right, never mind. I skipped
Anyway,
that question. I don't care about that question anymore.
the correct answer.
But
Right.
Anoka Saturday night.
That's a good show.
There you go,
Anoka Saturday
there you
night.
go.
And
That's a
if
good
I could
answer.
make it, Henderson Tuesday night.
Henderson's
I've
a
never
great
been
show.
to that one.
Yeah, our buddy Steven, he always posts
Oh, really?
pictures now on Tuesdays. Yep.
Yeah, it's
Can
actually
I get a
really,
hoo-ha?
Hoo-ha?
Thank you.
That's
what I'm talking about.
That is a very good show, actually.
Yep.
Anyway, the Mondial Challenge.
Mondial
Okay.
Challenge.
So I've thought about this.
I'm really
and-
glad I don't have to prompt you. This
Yep.
is great.
So
I've thought about this.
Has to be manual.
yeah. So
He
one
knows the rules.
One of my favorite weird cars is the Cosworth Vega,
Okay.
but I don't think you can get to put that motor transverse. I don't believe that there's.
You'd have to be confident you could, and I don't
yeah.
think so.
So I'm gonna go with an engine that's also 4 cylinders and also General Motors and almost as cool is the Quad 4.
Yes.
We've had that answer
Yeah.
before.
That is
yeah.
a great
Yeah,
answer.
They made
That's
a really,
great
really
engine.
good Getrag 5-speed
Yep.
transaxle for that.
And I think
The high output one.
somebody probably makes a supercharger for it as well. Like there's probably like a Whipple of the era or something.
I bet there's like a
confident.
Paxton blower for that thing or
Probably.
something. Yeah.
Yep.
Or an Eaton M45 conversion blower. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yep.
That'd be a supercharged Quad 4 would be a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
engine for
Yeah.
that car.
Quad 4 is a really good engine.
Yep. They're cool.
That
yeah.
is objectively cool. Another weirdo engine that I thought of would be a second generation Hyundai Sonata 4-cylinder.
Yeah, also known as the
The
Ford.
2.4?
4G63.
Oh,
But
second
then-
gen.
But
Sure,
then
sure.
you use the Hyundai Tiburon cylinder head,
Okay,
which is
better
a
than
dual
the
thread
4G?
cam.
Oh,
And it's actually a higher flowing intake
Oh,
a
okay.
higher flowing head
Yeah.
than a normal Mitsubishi.
there's
4G.
like a half-hour long YouTube video of a guy goes over the comparisons between the Hyundai motors and the 4G.
Yeah,
That would
it's-
actually be a fascinating learning
Yeah,
experience.
I would be really
I
curious
should
about
turn that on for Mike so he has something to watch.
To just bore him to death.
Yep.
All right. So now we know you do a Quad 4.
Yep.
Now the Carbitrage Challenge.
a
What
good answer.
affordable car would you buy in California and then drive home in afterwards? Has to be $1,500 to $3,000, equivalent to a week's worth of rental.
Good
car.
rental
Yeah.
car.
Of good rental.
And
car,
also,
yes.
you have to be able to sell it for what you paid for it
Yep.
or more when you get it back.
Yep. But I'm not gonna sell it.
Or no, that's not a requirement.
Yeah,
You do not have
but
to sell
you
it.
have to have the ability to sell it for that.
I'm gonna try to find either between 67 and 72 Beetle,
Okay.
preferably like Savannah Beige or something.
Can you
That's
imagine doing 2,000 miles on an interstate in an air-cooled Beetle?
oh
That's
It'd be
very
great.
doable. Yeah.
Okay. That
Yep.
wouldn't be fast.
yeah, but
Not a so 67 to 72. Notably, pre-emissions, not a Super Beetle, not fuel injected.
correct.
You can get one of those
So
for that
six-
price range?
So you
Yeah.
could get one that
In
has
California.
most of the paint baked off.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
You can get a nice 67
But a strong
out there
runner?
for like
That would be
six,
that'd be a
so.
really really good
Yeah.
car because
Could-
that's it doesn't have all the super desirable stuff,
Right.
but also
well,
that,
67 is the most desirable year.
yeah. But I mean the
Right.
68s,
Right.
69,
Yeah,
70, 71,
yeah.
72.
Probably not going to
I
find a
just said
67
60,
for
yeah.
that.
But yeah,
68 or
you're
69,
not
yeah.
gonna because what year did they into the Fat Five like pattern?
67 was the last year.
The
for
last year of that. So
Yeah.
so the
67 was a weird year because it had
it
IRS,
was
but
super
it still had the
weird.
Fat Five.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a customer at a 67 that was on a road trip.
Yep.
Like he just left and he's like, "I need to get to Chicago by the weekend," and it's like Thursday. And I'm like, "Dude, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like, go rent a car." Like,
Pretty much.
and
Now
now,
the opposite of this challenge.
Yeah.
like it's like you, even if you had a Super Beetle, like I still wouldn't be able to get anything
Right.
for you in that time
Super
frame.
isn't that much super.
Yeah, no, Super suck.
Just happens to have McPherson struts.
Yeah, no, Super Beetle sucks. Like I don't get why people are into that.
But I could put Racelands on it? Hell yeah, bro!
Or bag it. But
Well,
it's
even-
harder to bag one of those than it is a
Nah.
torsion.
Yeah,
car.
because no, you don't have any of the aftermarket support for the
Right.
Super Beetle. All the parts suck.
Right,
Like
no
and-
interchange in a car that was famous for like.
interchange.
And,
Yeah.
and they're ugly.
Oh yeah, and you should note that is the Super Beetle has the worst of everything.
Yep.
It
Well,
is
so-
the
so-
most plug ugly
I'm gonna
vehicle
pull it
I've
up.
ever seen. It is really
from
gross.
the windshield. Yeah, pull up a 1303 to be specific, because that's the curved windshield one.
All right, let me.
Oh, disgusting.
So that one with the black hood, that's a Formula V, so that one's a little cool. Well, it's a GSR one.
no,
Yeah.
just grab this green one.
Yeah. Yeah, that one you can see better.
I don't mind this all that
So
much.
from
Yeah, but look at the curved windshield.
right, so from the dashboard back, they're identical.
Ugh,
So they changed the front.
gross.
And these 1303s, the curved windshield ones, those have a different dash. The 1302s, which are the flat windshield supers, they still have the same dash.
God, you sound as
Tra-
autistic as we are.
Yeah,
Trash
I might
leg
know a lot
pattern.
about, yeah.
Trash headlights, trash turn signals, trash bumpers, trash taillights, trash windshield, trash everything. That car fucking blows.
I'll put the stream on the TV for you, Mike.
I have a set of those wheels if anybody wants to buy them.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Nobody with eyes. wants those
Volkswagen
wheels.
Marathons.
Gross. Ugh.
What's the bolt pattern on that? 4x110?
4x130.
Oh
Yeah.
god, that's even worse.
It's just a dreadful, like, sack of shit.
But
really
I
just
also
hate
haven't.
everything about that
So
car.
I want a 4-lug one because I have an adapter that goes to Chevy wheels, from 4x130 to Chevy wheels. So I want to put like some badass like muscle car wheels on them with like Firestone wide ovals.
Ugh.
Because I
Why?
like muscle cars, but I also like air-cooled Volkswagens.
I
so-
also really don't like puking. And the Super Beetle makes you do that. Can we get this trash off my stream? Or our stream?
I'm trying to get trying to put the stream on the TV for Mike, but it's totally not working.
It's so gross.
All right, fine. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Commercial.
It's playing an ad for our stream on the TV behind
Do we get
us.
money
Thank
for
you.
our own
Fuck,
ad?
no, we don't. That's my one F-bomb. Great.
All right. Anyway.
That's the end of the general.
You were
so,
right about
so
the
you,
general
you, would,
questions.
you would get a cool Super Beetle. Or
Yeah.
not Super Beetle.
not a Super Beetle.
A really super duper Beetle. Anyway. So, great news, everyone.
We must infringe on a lot of trademarks and patents.
And the Isuzu Elf is turning 60 years old this year.
What is that?
That's the Isuzu NPR.
Oh, okay. I
It's
know.
that truck.
60?
Yeah.
What year did 50? No way.
Yeah, seriously, I've been making them forever.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Is that
But
really
they're-
an NPR?
It looks like a Temple
that-
Matador.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
a cool
same
name. Whatever
thing.
you just said.
A what?
A Temple Matador?
Oh yeah,
You're
That's true.
familiar?
Yeah, that is.
That's what it looks like.
You know what else it looks like? Is it looks like a Nissan Big Thumb. That's the Japanese name.
Nissan would be the...
That'd be that's the Japanese name for the Nissan equivalent that you see around in America. It's called a Big Thumb. But no, the Isuzu Elf has been around forever, and it is, honestly, as far as trucks go, about as responsible for the Showa era Japanese cars as anything else. And these trucks are loved in Japan. There's a whole style where they took American semi-truck style and took
Took
it to
it
the
way
next
over the
level.
top.
It's called Decotora, and that's what that is that you see on the screen if you're streaming it. It is absolutely wild. If you're listening to on the podcast, I highly recommend that you pull over and Google it. It's very, very
Or
cool.
if you're a real American, you just dig out that phone, bad boy, in your hand.
But I can't legally
No, I mean, don't do
kill
that.
anyone.
But I mean, if you want to look it up,
If
it's,
you took a semi-truck and like a transformer, you put them together.
Yep.
Like that's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
And they're
pretty much.
very, very cool. But yeah, no, Isuzu's making this. It's one of the longest running Japanese brand names in the world. The only one that's really on par would be the Toyota Crown and the Land Cruiser. Mm-hmm. Everything else has gone through many different names. My favorite one is that one right
That one's
there.
adorable.
The
Wow, that looks
70s
good.
Elf is one of my favorite looking
that
vehicles
color
of
is
all
just
time.
fabulous.
I,
It looks
I like
like
the stacked
two-
headlights.
That's the Ripu color.
It looks like two Chevy G20 grills stacked on
Is
top.
It really
It-
does,
It's,
yeah.
a
That's
really,
what it looks
it's a really great truck, and I love the giant turn
It
signals.
probably is actually.
the turn signals are actually called eyebrows.
Oh, yeah. They're huge. It looks
yeah,
like
they're,
license
they're
plates.
absolutely massive. Yeah,
1970s. Thank you.
yeah, it's really cool. But this is all for Japan. That was not what the American version looked like.
I'm still really happy I wasn't alive in this decade.
Yeah, me too. But they made a couple of cute things.
That's one of the coolest things I've seen from the 70s.
Yeah,
sure.
it's really up there. It's like the Isuzu Elf.
I love how you say Isuzu is Zuzu. Like it's all Z's.
Yeah,
Should be.
it should be.
Yeah, it would be cooler that way.
But the Isuzu Elf and the Countach and the C110 Skyline. I'm trying to think of other things that are cool from the 70s. Blubsky.
That's.
Yeah,
I think
I
that might be
think
it.
think it might be it.
Mercedes,
The
but-
Cosworth Vega.
Yeah, I guess the R107.
That might have been
Yeah.
good, but it wasn't cool.
The R107.
Yeah.
so-
You guys like the R107.
But, I mean, that's like a solid 5 cars, and the Isuzu Elf is 20% of the cool vehicles from the 1970s.
Pre 1974, 2002 is pretty rad.
But that was the 60s car.
From the 60s.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Ever-
Blubsky doesn't count either because that's from
Okay,
the 60s.
good point. Yeah, so there's 4 cars. 25% of the cool cars made in the 1970s were Isuzu Elves. That's a great thing. We should all be really happy. So, Isuzu, happy birthday.
We do not
you,
do sweeping generalizations
You
here.
made
Never.
objectively the coolest truck. It's been around forever. It's as cute as a button. It's got a great name.
It's got ads for NQ
Like,
wheels.
Yeah, so yeah, we
Jeez.
get money for that. You click on it if you want, because
Nah,
it's
I'm
more
good.
money. But yeah, Isuzu's great. I'm really happy for him. I'm happy for another 50 years of the Elf. And the Elf's name, like the Big Thumb, has a meaning, because the Elf delivers you gifts.
Was the Big Thumb their internal name for that?
No, that was the actual name. Can you just 1 second?
Was it also-
just to prove this is a thing? Can you Google Nissan Big Thumb
So was
just to make sure that this is a real thing? That is an actual.
I will say this keyboard is much better now that it's directly
So was
in
there
front
a
of
play
me.
called Big Thumb because we all know how Nissan like to name their stuff after plays? I'm just thinking of the guys from
Broadway musicals.
Yes,
Excuse
yes.
you.
It
Was
was
that a play?
that was actually the play that dethroned
It
My
is
Fair
for
Lady was
classless
Big Thumb.
folks.
Yeah, I don't have any class.
Okay.
It was the
Sorry,
successor of the
Jenna.
Debbie Does
It's
Dallas.
disgusting.
Ron Jeremy
Well,
wrote and
when-
directed a play.
When I
He called it Big Thumb.
Did he direct it in the Murcielago downstairs?
yeah, it was Jenna Jameson's.
Yes, he did.
Well, when I think of Big Thumb, I just think of the Thumb guys from Spy Kids.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Who is
so glad I
also-
never saw that.
Also, the guy from Below Deck, the captain. On
Also,
Below-
have never seen that.
it's
You know, a while back, Donut Media did a video of like the worst Japanese car names because there's like a shocking amount of these terrible names, and they didn't mention the Big Thumb.
I
and
really
was
hope that
pissed
window
about that.
opens. Does that window open?
That one down there?
Yeah, I would break it.
I don't think it does. I think it does vent.
No,
actually.
see, you open it, and then there's an airbag outside of the door that you rest your foot on. So you could be like the people hanging their socks out of Denali's.
Oh, yeah.
No, I do think that one actually does vent though.
Or like the
So it,
Jeep
like,
Bros,
pops outwards.
you can get the
Oh.
You can get the kickstand. You can get like the foot peg that slides into the
Slides
door
into
hinge.
door hinge.
Yep.
You get the mirror on
The
the,
mirror.
top one and the foot peg
Yep.
and the. Oh man, I want to
Can we also
run
just
those
talk
people
about
off
how
the road.
massive the license plate is for
Because they
it's
probably
vertical.
they probably had a weird. Well, it looks like it's square.
It's a big square
Yeah.
plate. They are actually like that. Because I mean, if you look at that one in the background, it's huge. But anyway, so we should move on. Talk about your thing.
Yeah, I want to talk about Audi, which is kind of weird, but it's wagon related.
Okay.
So you know, in 2017, Audi killed off the last cool things they brought here, right?
Yeah.
They killed off the manual. You can
Yep.
no longer get it.
Yep.
But I at least want to like try to bring it back and like, okay, maybe redeem yourself a little bit. The next gen RS6 Avant is coming here, which
Yeah.
is cool, I guess. I mean, it comes in that cool gray color, and it'll have a
sounds like a-
really powerful engine.
You mean the gray that everybody plexi dips their cars in?
Nardo gray.
That car kind of sounds like the Kurt Cobain of cars. Like it's just like it's cool, but it's also like an absolute wreck when you really get down to
Yeah,
it. And then
it's one of the
it's
best
gonna kill
things-
itself prematurely.
Well, apparently they did away with the 4-liter engine
Courtney
now
Love?
because this is 4.2. So this might be like the first gen of a new engine or something
Oh,
like that.
what
They're doing a 4.2 now.
another one?
Yeah, but
No, I have no faith.
I
in
hope this one doesn't have timing chains because the
It
4OT
does.
is actually pretty good.
Hopefully, if it does, they put them at the back.
They will. You know they will. That's how the 4OT is.
it. Yeah, they still do that a lot.
And I figured out on BMW the reason why they switched the chains to the back. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
Thank you, sweetie.
On those cars, the oil sump is like on almost all the applications it's at the back.
Okay.
So in order to maintain pump pressure during high G loads without multiple pickups and running more oil, they can just move all the chain crap to the back, put the pump in the back, and then they can have one short pickup. I'm like,
Wait, one
okay,
second. Hold
fine, I
up.
kind of get that.
Time out.
THYME out?
Yes.
Cool. What?
No, the 4.2 liter V8 is from the C5.
Oh,
So this one does not.
so
have
it's still a
4.2.
4OT.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
That's good.
So it'll have a 605 horsepower or
Gosh,
something.
that's
I don't know. It's going to be a
ridiculous.
lot of power. It doesn't matter, but it's a wagon. I like wagons.
I was thinking
wagons
like-
are good.
Any
Volkswagen-
wagon that
one
comes to
second.
the States, I'm happy
Yeah,
about.
keep bringing wagons.
Yeah, I'm okay about that.
Shame
but-
on you for killing the Alltrack, but
Wagon.
Anyway,
At least we can still get the Buick thingamajigger.
Can we just like pause for a
long
second?
boy.
Beautiful car.
Yeah, with the cladding taken off.
So with
nice.
that 4.2 thing, I don't think they're ever gonna bring back that displacement.
I hope they don't, because it's been tainted.
They'll
like
just call it
specifically.
something
it has
else.
been.
It'll
It
be
has
the
been.
same displacement. They'll just call it something
They'll
else.
call it a 4.3 in the Mercedes fashion.
Once they're done with the 2OT, I don't think they're gonna bring that displacement and nomenclature back because that's been so tainted.
They should bring back a 1.9 liter. That'd be better.
Well, yeah. And they because
diesel one?
they brought back the 1.8.
Sure.
Yes.
And they brought back the 1.6.
And they have a 1.4 that's pretty good still.
The 1.4 is amazing. I love that engine.
I didn't know we had a regular TSI 1.4 here. The only 1.4 I ever knew about with VAG was the TFSI, the super turbo thing.
Have you ever dropped
10 years ago?
Oh yeah.
If you ever come by my shop, I'll let you drive one of our loaners. We have got 1.4s, and they are actually really quick.
That's like the
Really
base
quick.
motor in the Jetta now, right?
The
Yeah,
Fiat
it's a
has a
really good
1.4T, and that thing's fun, so I believe it. But
It's
yeah.
a very good engine.
Anyway, I'm happy that we get another wagon. I'm really mad that they killed off the all-track manual, but
Yeah.
That is a good thing that we get that.
They're like, sorry, we killed the All-Track. Here's a wagon.
here's way more power in a car that you won't be able to afford ever.
It's
Well-
like a better looking Urus.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah,
no,
give us
I'm-
more of these
I'm
and fewer
actually-
anuses.
I'm actually okay with this because you take the normal wagon, you get rid of it, and you make the desirable wagon. So that makes all wagons look cooler.
Sure.
As stupid as this car is, and anybody with any common sense should not buy this.
As long as this drives Buick Regal Cross Tour sales, I'm happy.
Yeah.
This car
And then
will
they'll
sell
bring a manual.
wagons
Yeah,
to people that smoke these.
I
And I'm
found
okay
one of
with
those
that.
listed for free.
I wouldn't buy that.
Okay.
It probably has one of those gel pack batteries with thermal runaway that'll just light you on
No,
fire.
it is 18650 base, but that's neither here nor there.
Anyway,
let
speaking
me pop back to the notes here. Oh,
Let
we
me,
still have
uh,
Super Beetle open. Gross.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
Super Beetle needs to go away.
right,
Anyway,
fine.
so speaking of German things and Japanese things to
Mm-hmm.
go both our ways, Tetsuya Tada needs to be
What am I
arrested.
reading up here?
Tetsuya Tada just needs to go away. He's the guy that built the Supra. Great. But now he wants to make an MR2. And what is the MR2? The MR2 is a mid-engine Corolla, right?
Yeah.
Well, Tetsuya Tada, in infinite wisdom, wants to base it off of a Porsche.
Why?
I don't know. But mind you, that Toyota just built the Corolla, the new generation Corolla with the XRS of that 2.4 liter engine,
Yep.
which really kicks ass.
Yep.
That would be a perfect fit for
It
that.
needs the GRMN supercharger.
Yes, he's got so many other options. Why would he ever put in an engine that just across the board is expensive to maintain and terrible? Like, it's great for a car that costs $100,000, but for a $20,000 sports car, that's a stupid idea.
Yep.
But it's going to ruin Toyota. I think that Tetsuya Tada is an Uncle Tom. I also think that he's a Nazi. and I think
Whoa,
that
those are
Tetsuya
some
Tada
allegations.
needs to get arrested and lit on fire. I am done with Tetsuya Tada.
Jesus
Can
Christ.
we put him in Carlos Ghosn's cell?
Yeah, and they can just go butt fuck each other till the end of time.
Yikes.
I really just don't like Tetsuya Tada. And it's one of those things.
Couldn't tell.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt on the Supra, but now it's just obvious that he really just wants to be German. And he just has no
Good.
faith in his own people's cars, and that he doesn't understand what Toyotas are supposed to be. He doesn't understand that a Toyota is supposed to be cheap to maintain and last forever. Because Supra, okay, that engine was objectively a good engine that will probably last forever, but cheap to maintain, questionable, per Toyota standards.
Yeah, even with modern GDI stuff, it's not on the cheap end.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also a Supra, so it's like, okay,
also-
that's going to be really expensive. Also,
Probably,
that's only
yeah.
a two-seater, which the Supra's historically been a 2+2, which means
Yep.
that he has no idea what a Supra is supposed to
He
be.
read about the Supra.
Yeah, he read about it in a book once, and he goes, "I don't call this a Supra." Anyway, with the MR2, like, that's a car where there's no reason you should ever put any Porsche anything into it ever. Because that's a car that's supposed to be a $20,000 people's mid-engine sports car.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
the Porsche parts are too expensive.
Yeah, they're all going to be ridiculous. Let's say he does find some Porsche engines to put in there that he can get in
God,
there and
no.
still
No,
keep
no,
it in
no,
that
no,
$20,000
no.
price range.
not
That
happening.
maintenance is going to be ridiculous.
That engine cost $20,000 to produce.
It's so stupid. Like, all right, so $20,000. Let's go modern day, like 26, 28. Miata price. There's no way you're ever put a Porsche engine into that. Use the Toyota 4-cylinder.
Yep.
It's a great engine. It's super easy to maintain.
Use the
it's
Yaris
non-turbo.
GRMN engine, the 1.8 with a little blower on it.
That's true.
Call it good.
To be fair, I think that the 2.4 would be a better engine, though, because the MR2's always been based off the Corolla, not the Tercel.
But it's always had teeny tiny little engines in it.
But it's the same engine that a Corolla had.
Yeah, good point.
So-
but the Corolla base model is a 1.8 still.
So you could have the base model MR2 be a 1.8.
But
and
why
then have,
not use the 1.8 with an optional supercharger?
That'd be a great decision. But the Yaris supercharged engine is a 1.5.
Then let's do that. That
Well,
sounds even
that's
better.
also not an MR2. That's betraying the MR2.
Fine, then use the 1.8 liter. Use the 1 or the 2AZ. No, the 2AZ is a
The 1.8, and then you use the 2.4 just to prove to the world that you can still make it a great
I
in a
would
four
rather
cylinder.
have a supercharged 1.8.
I think a supercharged 1.0 would be a great engine.
The Yaris GRMN is apparently like really, really fast.
I'm just thinking realistically a car that's available in America with a federalized engine. So
Okay.
that's how I was thinking the 2.4.
Fine, that's fine. I
'Cause
mean,
that
the
will make it
2.4 is a
more
good engine, but
realistic.
it's considerably physically larger.
Yeah. But if you're basing off a Corolla platform, so it's like it's already gonna be larger. And Tetsuya Tada doesn't understand this anyway, so he clearly needs to be flagellated until he figures it out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to have to be an all-new bespoke platform because I mean, nothing they have, nothing they could buy, would fit the rule book of MR2 design, basically.
This is good.
What?
You still have a independent front suspension and rear suspension Corolla,
The ZZW30 wasn't that way.
but this
SW20
current
wasn't that way.
independent rear suspension.
Sure, but they weren't based on any existing model.
But I mean, still, you could parts bin engineer a
On
MR2
a
to
front-wheel
success.
drive platform?
Yeah, just throw it in the rear.
No.
You go
Suspension wise.
You go
No, 'cause
flippy
you
floppy.
need knuckles and things like that, and you'd have to block that off. Then no, they'll have to engineer it, but that's not a big deal because you don't have to federalize suspension components. You
true.
just have to
That's very
build
true.
it and then federalize it once. But I mean, yeah, the MR2's historically been like it uses steel suspension components because they're cheaper.
Yeah.
It uses just really simple stuff. And like if you take anything from a Porsche, to your point, it's going to be way too expensive.
Yep.
It-
'Cause
yeah.
the Porsches are all aluminum underneath,
It's
and like
gonna
the engines are
completely-
ridiculously expensive. They're direct injected. They're variable van turbo now.
Yeah,
It's
it's they
just no way.
completely betray what an
Built
MR2
in
is supposed to
Germany
be.
by expensive people
Yeah, no, it's not
eating
that.
a lot of schnitzel.
Yeah, that's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be
No.
built by a guy eating ramen on his 2-minute lunch break.
Yeah, as he
while
goes back to his apartment
work
the size of a washing machine.
and can't have sex with his girlfriend because they both work
Well, her
13
genitals
hours.
are all blurry and pixelated.
Yeah, but they also can't have sex because they work 23 hours a day and they got a 1 hour nap period 6 days a week.
I guess.
And then the one day that they have off, they're sleeping, not having sex, and now they have no population. to
I'm
build
going
these
with the
cars.
pixelated genitals problem. Yeah.
I can't find it.
I give up. I give
Where
up.
is the clitoris?
It's that
Yeah,
pixel
thank
there.
you, Carbitrage.
We have ruined this. Anyway, let's make everybody depressed for a moment.
Sounds good. So, you guys, did you ever watch Mythbusters?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Did you like Mythbusters?
Yep.
Yes.
I loved
It was
Mythbusters. So
like-
in the interim, so they kind of started with Adam and Jamie, and then they
Yeah.
added Carrie and Grant,
The-
and then they added Tori,
Yep.
and then
Great.
for a while they added Jessi Combs.
Yes.
She was one of their fabricators. She stepped in for one of her bigger projects, and then she kind of stayed on when Carrie had her baby.
Yes.
So that's kind of the context. So you know who she is
Yep.
from that context. She's also been around the car community for a long time.
And she's in a.
She is
That's
just a
pretty where we got her.
massive dork, really, really good person.
Yeah.
She unfortunately died this week in a
Oh.
400-mile-per-hour jet car land speed attempt.
Yeah,
So
that's-
it's a huge downer. She was, I think,
Yeah.
she's born
36.
in '83, so 36. Yeah,
Yep.
Yep,
pretty
she's
young.
36, very young.
But
Also, she was on
yeah.
horse.
her.
She did a lot for not only MythBusters,
Oh, that's
but
probably
Well,
turn the
I-
screen
yeah.
on here.
she also did a lot for women in the car community.
Oh, yeah.
She was on All Girls Garage.
Yep.
Yep.
And, which was on that power block thing.
Yep.
But yeah, no, she did a lot for proving that girls can
Yep.
do car stuff too, and they don't have to look like an ogre. They can still be girly.
Yeah, she's super
They can
cute. Still really talented.
You
fab.
can still be normal. Like it normalized cars for girls a
Yep.
lot, and the world needs more people like Jessi Combs.
Yep.
Yeah, she was a badass.
But at least she
She
went
did
out and
another show on.
She did Extreme 4x4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what I first remember.
Okay,
It was
all
her
right.
and that Ian guy.
Yeah.
That was
Yep.
That was when Power Block first started.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a really big bummer. The solace I have in this is at least she went out doing what she loved.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would rather see her go out in a 400-mile-an-hour, jet car collision than have the Janie Lane from Warrant, where he's just really depressed for the last 20 years of his life.
And
Right?
she was
Like-
from South Dakota too. So
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. So I've seen posts on Facebook of people that actually went riding with her and stuff. Because she did a thing a few years ago with Harley. So
Sure.
a bunch of people that I know went riding with her and
That's
stuff.
cool.
And
Yeah, so it's a bummer,
Anyway,
but
yeah, if you want to
my-
know more about her, the best article I found is actually on Autoblog here. I would head on over to Autoblog and just type in Jessi Combs. But
Yeah.
they have a nice tribute video that goes over just a few of the things she's done.
it does say 1980.
It's a-
She was
it's a-
born, it said 83.
I've seen 83 and
Yeah.
80. I don't know which
Yeah.
one's correct, so she was either 36 or 39. This does say 39. Yeah.
she was in her 30s, so she's too young. Regardless,
looked-
I mean, 3 years doesn't make a difference.
She looked very good.
Oh, and she did a Gambler too.
yeah,
yeah.
and a lifted Miata,
Yes.
NA Miata.
Yep.
Hey, like Miguel.
Very similar.
But-
this one had a cage.
And the fenders cut off.
Yes.
Yep.
But anyway, it's a bummer. But there you go. That's
So there's the
your
jet
happy
car
thing
on there.
is that she was able to go out doing something.
Yeah,
she
they
loved
were
the most.
filming a documentary or whatever, like when it happened.
Well, hopefully they don't release that one
Yeah,
piece of
I
footage.
doubt that'll
I bet the
happen.
GoPro survived, so
Probably.
yeah.
They
'Cause
usually
they
do.
do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry for the depression, but
All right, let's go
she
back to
was-
being happy.
She was dynamite.
I want to mention that I am no longer a Japanese car enthusiast at all. Or
I
a
will,
French
I will
car
let Ben
enthusiast.
Shu know.
Or an Indian car enthusiast. Because Estonia makes the greatest car I've ever seen in my life.
Oh God, do I even want to know?
I have never seen a car I want more than this one car. Can you please click that link? mynobe.com. This is amazing.
Are you sure it's not pronounced Nobe?
I don't care. I'm new to this
0.0 days left on their Indiegogo campaign.
Ooh.
thing. Yeah. Nobe is it's a three-wheeled
Reliant Robin?
retro-inspired three-wheel drive electric
Three-wheel
vehicle.
drive, awesome.
Yes, it's very cool.
I hope the back motor makes more power than the front
can
ones.
yeah, actually scroll down or something so we can actually see the car. Look how beautiful that is.
That looks like a Vanderhall Laguna put into a classic.
Well, it looks like
Prop.
the front looks like an Alpha, and then the whole thing looks like whatever that weird three-wheeled rear-wheel steer motorhome thing was from the 1930s.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, like a scarab. But
God, that's obscure.
But if you look at this, it's a very pretty
Wow,
car.
that looks very good.
Yeah, it's a very, very cute car.
I like the
N-
taillight. It looks like a mailbox.
But if you look
slot.
at it, it goes it goes 80 miles an hour, which is slow, but whatever. It's
Are
also
they bigger pictures? Oh, here we get some
yeah,
specs.
yeah. Here we go. These are the
21
specs.
kilowatt hour. Holy cow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so this is the 25 for the GT. The GT has 72 kilowatts for max power as opposed to 54. Max torque is 1050 Newton meters. Air conditioner, electric windows, three-wheel drive on the performance one. WEEL because
both
they
three-wheel
don't
drive.
speak English.
Second language.
Yeah. Panoramic removable sunroof. So it's not a rollback or anything.
Oh,
it pops
sweet.
in and out like on an MR2. I love this car so much. So 72 kilowatts to horsepower. That equates to a whole lot
Like
of loading
90
time.
something.
I'm looking it up right now. Once it is.
Come on, little
loading.
pink laptop, you can do it.
Come on, get it. Do it.
Ryan believes in you.
97 horsepower.
One of the
So,
Ryans.
so really,
I did say 90 something many seconds ago.
But anyway, really, like that performance, that's on par with.
But how much does it weigh?
It's got a lot. It's got a top speed of 130 kilometers per hour. So really, its performance is kind of on par.
Like Fiat 500e-ish.
Yeah, its performance is kind of on par. Yeah, with a 500e or with a MG Midget or a MG B. It's not fast, but it's fun to drive, and I just love it. It's got one single massive taillight in the
Yeah,
back.
that's awesome.
It's a great car. Like this is my new favorite vehicle. Like I can't think of a car that I really love more than this. Look how beautiful
It's
that
like
looks.
it's like a better looking Messerschmitt.
It really is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a
Like a
better look.
Messerschmitt and an Alpha had a baby.
One that actually like seals the weather out.
Yeah.
And probably has heating and air
And-
conditioning.
And doesn't smoke
If
everybody out
if
because
your
it's too strong.
Messerschmitt was designed by a Towel Design, yeah.
I just love that it's a brand new concept and it looks ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I really love that. Like this is such a cool car. Jana, what do you think about the Nobe or the Nobe?
I really like it. I think it has like the front grille has a BMW-esque.
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
I can get that. Like Alfa Romeo BMW-ish.
Before BMW ruined all of their designs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you get a look at the rear end?
Yeah,
At all?
it's
With-
cute.
yeah,
I
it-
like it.
And it's got the removable sunroof, which is huge for me. I really love the removable sunroof.
You did mention that. Wow, it's all green
That's
around
nice.
here.
That's weird. That's very Estonian.
Complimentary.
I like that it's got a steel wheel in the back. Like that's.
I like that it
great.
has white walls.
I like the trimmer on the bottom too.
Yeah,
That's the little
the
chrome
trim
belt
around the
trim.
bottom. It's such a cool car. I don't know how the reverse lights work. I imagine it's probably like
Well-
an RGB LED and the
Yeah.
whole tail light.
Or it
That would
doesn't
be
have
very
one because
cool.
it's a motorcycle.
Yeah, it's true. And it actually, that I should note
Boom.
that since it's got three wheels, it's a motorcycle.
Yep.
It's a
Yep.
that's
Bye
why.
bye crash standards.
Exactly. That's why this can exist. So you can totally die in a
Well,
car
I
accident.
would so much rather have this than a slingshot.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
this is so much better. Or
and-
even a Vanderhall even.
Yep.
Yeah.
Automatic, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I can't do those.
And it's technically an auto cycle because you sit down in it. So at least in the state of Minnesota now, you don't have to have a motorcycle license to drive.
That's great. Perfect.
Holy
so
cow.
anybody can have that. This is the
Thank you,
people's car.
slingshot.
Yep.
I want this car to come to America so bad.
It might help that Polaris is in Minnesota.
Yeah.
There's
But
probably a little bit of leaning there.
like I really want this car to come to America. If this came to America,
Dude, you could probably import that. I bet there's not like the
No, there's-
importation standards. I
yeah,
bet you
there's
could
not
just
because it's
could
all
bring it
Yeah,
in.
it's
is
all
there
smart
emission
stuff.
standards on an electric car?
No, there's
No.
not. So I could totally import this. I
So
want
just
this
crash standards, which
really
this has
bad.
none of.
They're still in their phase. They've made a handful of them. They do have pictures of them in the wild, so it's a hell of a lot better than whatever that Elio car is.
Oh
where
yeah,
it doesn't exist at all.
I worked with a guy
news.
that had gave money to them.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think I can't remember what the price is. So click the pre-order. I'm not sure what the price is again. 40,000 pounds
That's euro and
or 40,000 euro.
red black body with red interior. There we go.
Ooh.
That's a lot of money.
Let me just look at how much it is.
It's like $50,000.
It's $43,000 actually, because the euro's fallen off of a cliff.
That's true, actually. It's a really good time. Pro tip: if you need any British-made performance parts, now is the time to buy them.
Yeah, literally right now.
Comb ebay.co.uk for the stuff you need because the euro is so weak.
But
Well, I
yeah,
guess they use the pound. And
we should
yeah.
also note you can get it with a red interior, which
Yeah.
is amazing. So Jana, that's your color scheme, black with red,
Let's
Black
see how much
with
the
red.
non-performance one is.
and that yep, and that is for the performance one too. So
We're looking at 31 for the non.
wow,
quite
that's
a bit
actually
cheaper.
a lot. That's $34,000. That's $34,000.
That's all way too much money for what it is, but that's
Not even.
yeah.
No, because
Dude, that's more than a top spec 500e with worse specs, and that car is 6 years old.
yeah, but look how it looks though.
I would rather have 500e. than
This is my question. What would you rather have? Would you rather have a BRZ or this?
Oh.
Well, this is electric, so I'd take this.
Yeah, this is on par with a BRZ, and I think both of those cars are slow car fast. They're drivers' cars
Yep.
that are designed to have fun in, and this blows a BRZ out of the water. And with that power second only 3 wheels, there's a very high likelihood that you can light up all 3
Yep.
and you can like axis drift like and do like Subaru stuff, like drift around corners. That sounds so fun.
Assuming it has defeatable traction control.
And the roof comes off.
It's
unlike
it's
a
a
BRZ.
Sony, and I'm confident it doesn't even
Probably
have
doesn't even
any
have
traction control.
Yeah.
Yes, and the roof comes off, which is huge, which does not happen in a BRZ. This is a great automobile. Like, everybody should be excited about this. I'm so excited for it. So, yes, I want one of these. I am willing. If I had $31,000 right now in my bank account, I would be pre-ordering this immediately.
Yeah, well, you don't.
And I don't. So here I am. But God, it's so great.
So
Jana, would you buy that car for $31,000 if
No.
you had it? You wouldn't?
If
That's
I
a
had
lot
the
of money.
I would buy.
you could buy like 10 Twingos for that.
Yeah, that money would go to something else,
Okay, that's fair.
like several other.
I do really
cars.
like it, but that is too much money for that.
I think it's a great car. I would buy it.
So I'm not saying it's bad.
You know what
I'm
else
just
is too much money? The first Tesla.
The
original
Roadster?
Roadster.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was really big money.
So I think it's going to go like that, where Nobe, if they are successful with this, they'll go on to make other cool
It
things.
be like it do because it am, Ryan.
Yes, we.
Now I want to talk about another German wagon.
Ooh.
And this is one area where Audi is doing much better than BMW because BMW has completely lost its blooming mind. Not only does this pertain to the U.S., but also the rest of the world, which we haven't ever received an M5 wagon in the States, but they've been making them since 2005. In fact, a little bit prior to in concept form, but
You know
the
what's-
world is
you-
no longer getting these.
All right, so well, BMW, they're completely dead and gone.
Yep. So we're getting the RS6, so the equivalent Audi wagon here, the new one. We
Yes.
didn't get the old one, not for a long time anyway. And BMW is not only never given us this, but they're not even going to give the rest of the world this now.
So-
Sad day.
Why? That's beautiful.
It's a great vehicle, and it's because BMW is run by all the bean counters that drove Mitsubishi into submission.
It's
Probably.
not a crossover. That's why.
People
Actually,
are
wait
so
a second.
dumb.
In the mid 2000s, Mitsubishi had a really big brain drain, and they all went to Audi, BMW, and Kia.
This is actually an Alpina wagon.
But I mean, I'm just wondering, when did BMW begin its slide? Like, when did the slide begin? I would say,
2012.
so that's about when all the people from Mitsubishi
Yep.
came to BMW.
Yeah, and it's when Kia poached Albrecht, whatever, the M
Yeah.
guy. So yeah, it makes sense. Like they don't know what they're doing. Like
Yeah.
this seems smart.
All their talent left.
the dude that ignored the people in the board meeting is gone.
Yeah,
So
now
I'm
it's just
just
a bunch
listening
of
to
bean
the- yeah.
counters. Well, I mean, I'm not too sad about this because, whatever.
BMW
BMW's been dead to
wagons
me
are
for.
so good.
They've been dead to me for
I know.
years.
BMW as a company has been for me too. I mean, they're one of 4 companies that still sells you a manual transmission car, so I haven't fully discounted them as a company yet.
Well, see, this is the thing.
Because the M2 competition's really good.
So with the German cars,
If I was buying a new car,
I
I'd do
don't
that.
give them the benefit of the doubt that I get the Japanese brands, because the German cars.
Don't worry, that's why I'm here, because I do.
Well, all right. So this is my reasoning though, is that the
Yikes.
Japanese cars, those cars are sold mostly to soccer moms, and we should be happy to get something cool. Whereas the BMWs and stuff, those are made for enthusiasts,
Yeah,
and the
they're sold to
soccer
soccer
moms,
moms, too. They
should
lease
be
the X1.
happy to get something
Yep.
that is also not cool.
But they have to lease the soccer mom vehicles to make interesting stuff.
And here they are. They're leasing as
Like
many soccer
crazy.
moms vehicles as they can, and now they're canning the interesting stuff. And that's why I have absolutely zero love for them at this point, and I haven't for years.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because they have the ability. The 1M
Well, it's like
or
the-
the 1 Series,
Yeah.
that could have been a great car, and then they started basing it
Do you know what
off.
the 1 Series is now? Yeah, it's a
It's
front-wheel
front-wheel
drive
drive.
mini platform.
Yeah, that is
Like,
terrible.
look at the 1M, and then you're like, what?
yeah,
That has the same number on it. Like,
Yep.
what is wrong with you? Actually, that doesn't have a 1 anywhere on it. It's just an M badge. They're
yeah. So
probably ashamed of their own
Well,
product.
remember what else also had a 1 on it, though? The
What?
M1.
Well, yeah. Which everyone calls that car, which it
Yeah.
isn't. I really want to find a period correct sized 1 badge to put before the M badge.
Yep.
So people know that it's a real thing. But
Yep.
anyway, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's depressing as all hell. I only had really
Wait a
depressing
second, we're
stories
not
this
gonna
week.
be on depressing stuff.
Yes, we are.
Because we are gonna end on what we learned.
Well, I was
this
gonna
week.
say, like, yeah, the
This
stories
is
were gonna
why
end on depression.
this exists, is so we don't end on and don't bum out Ryan, and Ryan doesn't, tuck and roll out of his truck at oncoming traffic.
At a whopping 62 miles an hour.
Governed.
Yeah.
Hey, that'd be
buddy.
124 if you hit another truck governed to 62.
I thought you were gonna
Actually,
say
it doesn't.
kilometers an
Actually,
hour.
it doesn't work like that. Mythbusters did a thing on it.
That's true, because they both
Remember
have
that?
crumple zones.
God damn it, Jesse Combs. Well, you don't have crumple zones on your
I think that was
face.
even before her.
You don't have crumple zones on your face.
Well,
If
they
you
did it
were-
with they did it with hammers.
Then they did it with
That was-
cars.
Yeah, they tested it with hammers. That was a small scale.
Okay, well now I know.
Also, if you hit 2 hammers together hard enough, they shatter.
Yeah.
So hey, Burr, what did you learn this week?
I learned that. Oh my God, what was that guy with the 350Z in here talking about? Oh yeah, halo lights. You can put BMW halo lights on any car, and
Oh,
some people
no.
think it's cool, but I do not. I asked him to get away from me.
That's
He
terrible.
also likes automatic.
Wait, did you
transmissions.
talk to somebody that? Wait,
I walked away
tell-
from him.
Can you tell me this story?
This is a
Ryan
very long
can.
story.
Yeah.
So this guy walked in when we were here at Cars and Caves, and the guy walked in and said that he almost had his hands on a 355, and he was like,
That's
It
a
w-
very attainable car.
so
Then it turned out it was a replica kit
yeah,
car
yeah,
based on
it was an
FW20.
MR2. So what? And then we just started talking to him, and then what was his comment about the halo lights?
I don't even know how it came up. Like, we weren't talking about any of that stuff. I
Yeah.
seriously have no
Then he
idea
just
how it
out
got
of the
to
blue
headlights.
said something about halo lights, and then you went and hung and hid behind the stack of Murcielago tires.
Yeah, because I was scared that this autism and just hatred of
And then you
thought
said-
and relevant things would rub off on me.
And then he said, "I bet you also like automatics."
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of made it seem like he probably did.
He didn't verbally respond to me at that point, which means if you don't adamantly go like gross,
He
no,
didn't. He didn't throw up when you said it.
which means he probably drives an automatic. Anyway, he didn't confirm that he liked automatic, so I didn't ask him to leave, but I did walk away from him.
Yes. It
At
took
least
him.
10 feet.
It took him a while to leave.
Yeah, he lingered.
Which is interesting, because you're very apparent when you don't want to talk to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, people just want
No,
to be
well,
a stranger.
Well, and
I
then
don't-
Steven showed up, and the guy probably thought that Steven was also some random person.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Today was one of the highest concentration days at Cars and Caves of people I don't know
Wanting to talk to you.
coming right up to the edge of a bubble of conversation
Yep.
between 3 or 4 people
Yep.
and waiting.
The guy
or
asking-
interjecting to ask me a question about something I don't want to talk to them about. In
The
this
guy
car.
asking if the 1600 was an NSU.
Yeah, are they? The guy, it
Is
basically
NSU still in
implied-
business?
Implied that NSU's like somehow shared parts with the E10 BMW. We're like,
That's not
no,
true.
not even
Well,
close.
German car from the 60s.
Also,
that
like
kinda all
air
looked the
cooled.
same.
Yeah, they all
maybe
look the
rotary for
same.
part of it. But
Because
it's
if you look at the big Carmingia, it kind of looks like that as well.
Yep.
And
Oh
there's-
yeah, the Razorback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Yep.
Razorback
Yep.
looks kind of like that as
They
well.
all have that same roof shape.
I'm like, yeah, it's like you mix a Gia and an E10. It kind of looks like
Right.
that.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Anyway, what I learned this week was that Kylie Jenner shared a behind-the-scenes video from her insanely extravagant 22nd birthday party.
20 seconds.
There you go.
Very
Anyway,
impressive.
So, moving on. Jana, what'd you learn?
I want to know what you were doing to learn that fact.
Do
I
you-
was
do you
trying.
really
I
wanna
was.
know
I was
that?
trying. I was trying.
That fact
I was.
sounds
I was
terrifying.
trying to evoke my inner Billy on the street.
Okay. Okay. I figured that what was going on, but
I just, I'm in a constantly very
Well, I'm in-
unhealthy environment.
I'm in
You're gonna have cancer by 30.
Great, that's like a year and a quarter. Less than that.
I'm in school again, so I learned lots of things.
What'd you learn? What's your
I'm
favorite thing
learning
you learned?
about Hinduism right now.
Oh, yes, I learned about that too while eating a Juicy Lucy, and
Well-
I felt that was very insensitive.
Juicy Lucy from where?
Matt's.
Okay, I saw lots of people at State Fair yesterday with Matt's shirts on.
Yeah, she was having me read her book, and I was
Because
I was
they
reading about
sold
Brahmanism
me,
in particular.
Okay. So, tangent, real quick. So
No way.
Normandale, I order my books online because I get third-party funding, and so I have to go through Normandale to buy my textbooks. And I want new textbooks because I don't know why, but I can't concentrate on words if they're highlighted and it's not me highlighting them. And so I wanted a new textbook, and they're like, "Oh,
Sort
we
of
don't have any."
animal highlights a book.
I mean, I
People that
highlight my
read books.
Oh, okay, I don't read, so I don't know.
I
No.
highlight my textbooks, but then I never give them to other people because it's just for my use.
I
One-
buy a
one second.
textbook, scan it, and then return it.
You didn't get to the truly animalistic, unevolved thing.
But
that this
anywho,
person did.
so they give me after a week or two of them saying that they were out of stock, which is ridiculous, and I'm like running out of time to use my third-party funding, and they say that they got the textbook in. I go grab it. I had to spend $81 on a used textbook, and I was like,
Icky.
no, like 81. I was like, I want a new textbook, and they're like, we don't have any, and I was like, fine, I'll return it tomorrow after I read the chapter I need to for my class. I open up to the chapter, and all of it is highlighted.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose? Highlighting everything.
Yes, with cheap yellow highlighter.
I
I actually
Not
have
even
it with
expensive
me.
Here,
highlighter?
one second. Well,
No,
let me
not the Sharpie brand.
for-
It's like off-brand.
for
highlighter.
people to understand here.
Ugh.
This wasn't just like Jan's not exaggerating. Like there were fewer sentences not highlighted than there were sentences.
So the people
Highlighted.
that owned that book did
And
not know
then-
how highlighting works.
Yeah, and then they also used pen.
Yeah, they
But,
highlighted
like-
with pen. Look at that. It's here. Let me get that a little bit closer.
All of it is highlighted.
It's all highlighted.
and then some of it's underlined with green pen.
And then,
Does it have like cliff notes?
Is it a gel pen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
It-
gel
it's
pens.
it's highlighted with green
I miss
gel
the
pen.
90s.
But this is
Me
this is what's truly animalistic about it.
Weird.
Is the person's underlining wasn't good and it crossed out sentences.
Yeah, it's like
Below.
Or was there crossing out not good and they underlined sentences?
I don't know.
Do they not
Strike
both-
text.
Do they not agree with the fact?
Am I enunciator like
Like, I
you know
just
what I mean?
Underline.
Well, yeah, like
I thought the highlighter was bad,
Drawing
and then I
attention
saw
to,
the
I'm
green
forgetting the synonym
pen,
for that.
and I was just. So I'm really mad I had to pay $81 for this textbook.
So you learned that there is a awful creature in the world that highlights entire chapters
yeah,
in
they
textbooks
obviously didn't
with
go
a
through
pen.
the 3 different classes I had to take on how to highlight important information.
You
in
also
high
went to
school.
one of them fancy schools.
No,
So
they just put me in special ed classes.
Sam.
So you might have been the one that highlighted all those pages.
No, I didn't.
the kids in special ed class. That's a terrible noise. I'm sorry. The kids
that's
in
horrible.
special ed classes. I was in it too.
Me too.
They
Sorry,
they learned
pound?
how to do
Me
it
too,
correctly.
I think. See
Anyway,
that on the internet sometimes.
was that what you learned, Tony?
Yeah, and then I also learned that my professor knew exactly whose textbook I had when I went to her to complain.
This is great. And
So
what
she was
say?
like, "Oh, that person didn't last very long."
Well, yeah, they highlight entire paragraphs,
Yeah, it's just
paragraphs at a time. So, Ryan, what did you learn?
So I was doing some research on the wonderful Chevy Kodiak / GMC Top Kick, and
Yes,
there was
great name for a truck.
an Isuzu counterpart, and that
Ooh.
was the only non-cab forward commercial vehicle that Isuzu has sold.
What did they call it?
I don't even know. I've never even seen one, but they must have sold them. It must have been an overseas thing.
Yeah, for Japan or something. I'm really
The fancy
curious.
European market.
GMC Top Kick Wiki. This is what we're gonna have to index. I need to know what this Isuzu is called. Chevrolet Kodiak.
I'll just sleep on my pop filter. It'll be fine.
You've been doing that anyways.
Where did you see this?
Entertaining.
I saw it. I
radio.
found
Was it the 3rd generation?
Yeah, it was in the actual wiki about the
The
Kodiak.
Isuzu H series.
Okay. Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, so we learned something great today. That the only vehicle that tried to take the Isuzu Elf's name was
rude.
Really?
This
Have
is
you
a
ever been in a
professional-
podcast? Anyway, the vehicle that tried to dethrone the Isuzu Elf was the Top Kick, and it was smited
Yep.
by the Elf. I think that's a wonderful place to end our episode. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm going to try to wake up Burger. Until then, enjoy several seconds of dead air.
Ooh, that hit me.
Oops.